Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Things
Hello.
are starting tough. As you can see, I have Kevin and Emma from the Talking Mickey Project with me.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
welcome.
everybody. Welcome, and thanks for
Yeah.
being here. And thanks, Dean, for inviting us.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, guys. First off, let's ask the question out in the chat: are people hearing an echo? Because I am. Well, I would like to maybe make a suggestion. I think this might be a bust. And there's Blaine from Really Creative Travel.
Oh, Emma's mom says no echo.
No echo. Interesting. Okay. So I'll tell you what happened here is my microphone on this busted. And I just went live yesterday and it worked fine. And now it's not working. So I do apologize. I had something all set up so that we could go through our favorite epic movies. And because that's all this isn't working, I'm kind of thinking we should maybe postpone it. Would you guys be terribly disappointed? Or do you want to just try to wing it?
We can try to ring it.
Oh, it's up to
Should
you
we
guys.
wing it? All
It's
right.
up to you guys. Mary Ellen says, "Can you see me, Dean?"
Yeah, Mary Ellen, are you not? I don't see you in the chat or in the StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't clear on our end either.
Well,
Yeah.
it would probably show up with Dean because he's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's his channel link.
Okay. Yeah, she should show up down here on the bottom, and I think you guys would see her too. And I do not see her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary
Oh,
Ellen
there
says,
she is.
she said I did the second link.
Oh.
There
She is.
Hello.
Hi, Mary Ellen. Can you hear us? Okay, we can't hear you yet. Yeah, I can't hear her. Is it possible that it's my fault or
Nope, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, let me go try
okay.
that on the iPhone time.
Well,
Wait,
let's
Okay.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
So right now, if you saw the way I had this set up, you would laugh. I've got a book resting up against my monitor with my iPhone on it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Let's say hi to the chat real quick here. And I see, let's see, let's go all the way back to the top. We got Keith BDF, Dennis Knoll from Down Under. We've got Emma's mom. Nice to have you here, Melissa. And we've got T-Town Mary Ellen. We have, of course, Kevin and Emma. And we have Texas Takes. Oh, wow. Ed, aren't you in the air by now? And we have, okay, I'm Scott Schur, I think I said hi to. We have Timothy Rainwaters. Hey, Timothy. Emma's mom, of course, already said that. Carol Karki.
Yeah.
And I'm catching up here. Dre Houston, nice to have you here. We have, okay, I'm getting there, folks. Blaine from Really Creative Travel. We have Yadi on here. Almost caught up. And we have Monarch Moments. Hey, Garrett.
Great
I
group.
think that's it. All right. Thanks, everybody. So a lot of things went wrong, but I want to thank you, Emma, for being here from the Talking Mickey Project. Nice to have you here. And her dad, Kevin. And then T-Town Mary Ellen, which I've had the privilege of streaming with before. Well, all of you I have. So we're here to talk epic movies. and we're not going to be able to show them and show the images, but we're going to just go ahead and talk about them. So first off, I'd like to say, Emma, could you tell us a little bit about your channel and what the Talking Mickey project is about? Not hate to put you on the spot, but
Yeah. Mickey Mickey. I'm trying to remember how I said that before.
That's okay. Just describe it. You know.
Talking Mickey Project is a YouTube channel that, hold on.
What?
I'm trying to figure out the other part.
Okay. Let me show you. I'll pull up the little description, and you can just read that. How about that?
Okay.
Because that makes it easy for you. I'm going to pull up your YouTube channel, and we have the About page. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. You can say, I created. How about that?
Okay.
So go ahead.
I created the Talking Mickey Project to build an online community for special needs families around the fair world of Disney theme park. By doing this, I hope to
Demonstrate
demonstrate how
people with disabilities
people with disabilities can
realize
that
their dreams.
that their dreams, with the support of their family and friends, can do anything possible.
Amen.
Yeah. So basically, she built her channel to hopefully inspire other people with disabilities to reach for whatever they want to do, right, with the help of their family and friends, and to share her Disney knowledge because she loves Disney history and pretty much anything Disney parks, right? Yeah.
That's awesome. I've watched Emma for quite a long time, and she has great live streams. She does both Disney stuff, and she also likes to do some game nights, correct?
You like trivia?
Oh yeah,
You
trivia.
definitely do trivia nights.
Yeah.
Is it okay? I cut you off for a little bit, Miss Janine?
What do you want to say?
We now do trivia on Saturday, and we play the interview on Wednesday night now.
Okay.
On the same time, 7 o'clock.
Central.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Emma has gotten some amazing interviews, people that are really high up in the Disney world.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for being here.
You're welcome.
Mary Ellen, I know all about you, but would you like to tell people a little bit?
Really, there's not much to tell everyone. I'm more of a follower. I do vlogs and streams, but lately I've been kind of sparse. So you can see me in chat a lot, but I haven't done much content lately.
I like it when you and Leanne get out on your outings on Saturdays.
Yeah, we get around Oklahoma on occasion, but not lately.
Well, we'll wait for some more. All right, so let's get into it. Thank you for everyone being here. Let's go ahead and do this. Unfortunately, everything is kind of fell apart, but let's just see how we can do. So we're talking about epic movies tonight. And first off, I'd like to ask all of you, and you don't have to have an answer or a long one, but what do you think an epic movie is? What makes a movie epic? And I'm going to start with you, Mary Ellen. What do you think?
The ones I chose, may not be epic to other people, but I think in their own right, they set a precedent or a tone or stood out in a certain way. And I mean, you could go back to the beginning of time, and unfortunately, I didn't see many of those older movies. So they're probably from, well, one of them goes back to the 20s, but the 1920s. But I think it's just something that stands out. That's started a trend or did something unusual in their genre, and you could call a lot of things epic, but I had to narrow it down.
Yeah. I think as you explain that as I've been doing a little research, I think that explains it well. I have my own ideas of what I like in an epic movie, but I think something that stands out is a trendsetter. I think that's right. Kevin and Emma, what do you think of when you think of an epic movie?
We came up with categories with a single character with a hero journey. We all have one.
Yeah.
High stakes for success,
So high stakes for success, right?
Yeah.
grand scale
Or setting.
or setting,
Yeah.
complex
Right.
or synchronized score.
Symphonic scores, right? Big music.
And there are costumes and set designs.
So like really fancy costumes and set designs, right?
Kind of like Broadway.
We were talking about it, so we ended up looking it up and seeing what people think.
Yeah.
The categories, because it helped us talk about it ourselves, and Emma did a great job with that.
That's a great way to explain it.
Like that, we made a table.
Yes, we made a table in what is it called? It's like a presentation software, so that we would have our notes together.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I don't have much to add. I would just simply say a lot of people on the set. I think that when you see, thousands and thousands of people involved with the movie, that can make it epic. But I think both of you described it how it really is, and it's kind of how you perceive it. Does this feel big? And so we'll get into the movies now, and we're going to start with Emma. And I had a slideshow ready, but it just isn't working. So we're just going to have to talk about the movies that we love. So why don't you guys? Okay, why don't you guys pick one of your movies and tell us what it is and what you like about it.
Well, we have like a few.
Yeah, just pick one that you want to talk about.
We will go with the first one, Star Wars. I think that's IB, I think that's four, right?
Yes.
Roman 4. A New Hope.
Guess what? All three of us picked that one.
Oh, wow.
That was the only film, but we all three picked it.
Well, there you go, huh?
You want me to share the other one that we got?
No, let's do one at a time.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what made Star Wars A New Hope so epic and great to you.
How did it fit those categories you looked up?
The music by John Williams. It's nostalgic, it's original. That's what makes the Star Wars franchise epic.
Yeah.
Especially the clothing that they did for the actors and actresses for the movie.
Well, like the costumes, like Darth Vader is iconic, right?
Yeah.
The stormtrooper costumes, the droids, all the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and John Williams' music. And then what else? Who's the lead character? Who's the hero that you follow the journey for?
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. My favorite Star Wars film. I don't know about you. I'm sure it's yours as well, but yeah. Mary Ellen, what do you think about Star Wars 4?
Yeah, that was on my list too. I think it started, I know there was already sci-fi like Star Trek and whatever, but to me, Star Wars, A New Hope was like the start of, it had, a lot of characters that, you hadn't seen on the screen or even TV before that created a story, and, it made, stars that, people to become stars after, it was just captivating. You could follow the storyline, and it just started a chain of Star Wars everything after that. It was just a good a good start, and good thing that they started with that one, because had they started with 1, 2, and 3, I don't think it would have gone very well.
No,
Yeah.
I think it was the most significant movie in my lifetime in the sense of bringing such a higher level to movie production.
Mhm.
And if you ever watch a documentary about Star Wars, the challenges they hit to get the funding and to get that movie done and get it done on time, it was it was horrific for George Lucas. But gosh, look at what they accomplished and what they influenced for years to come.
Right.
So, all right, Mary Ellen, let's have one of yours.
One of mine was Steamboat Willie, and I know
Yeah.
we're all Disney fans here. That was Mickey's debut, and even though it was a short film, I put it in the list, and because we're all Mickey.
Oh, we lost Mary Ellen.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he kind of froze.
It'll come back, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I think there's
Yeah.
an error.
We're waiting until you unfreeze, Mary Ellen.
There she is.
Yeah, you're unfrozen.
I ran away. I don't know. My internet's been funky today.
Oh,
It's just Steamboat Willie. I mean, it says it all. I don't think there's much to say except that was Mickey's debut and it started it all.
yeah. How long was Steamboat Willie? Do we know?
It was
mean
a
how
short
old
film.
is it?
How long?
Not very long.
Yeah.
Mine guess is likely around like 10 minutes for a fort,
Yeah,
or maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
maybe so.
Tina says it seems a lot of true classics have had to suffer through the crucible to get made. Yeah.
True.
Yep. All right. My turn. Somebody mentioned it earlier, so I'll go ahead and bring it up, and that is Lord of the Rings. And I didn't pick any one of the three. I just, as a trilogy, to me, that is one of the most exciting movie series to ever come out. It just captures enormity. You are in a whole different world, and you really feel you're in that different world. And so, Lord of the Rings. How do you guys feel about Lord of the Rings?
I like it.
Oh, sorry, Mary. You go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mary. The movies are good. We just haven't seen the second one.
Well, maybe you haven't, huh?
Yeah, because you guys have a lot of violence in it.
There
Like
are-
Bryan.
there
I
is.
think, well, I'm fine with that because it's right me.
Well, you're older now.
Yeah.
It was a while back. But yeah, I think the scope of them and all the different creatures, and one of the things that was in the categories was the stakes for success. So like Star Wars, it was to save the entire galaxy, and Lord of the Rings, it was basically everything, right? It was either going to be ruled by dark or ruled by light, whatever. So that high stakes thing kind of sucks you into that story because you know how important it is that they succeed.
Yeah. It's also good that it has a very clear sense of right and wrong, and darkness and light.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It's like the real world.
Steamboat Willie was 7 minutes and 46 seconds long.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so I'm kind of a little off.
No, you're right in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very short.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think of how epic and life-changing that was at that time. It
Right.
was amazing.
Okay,
All right.
Walt did the whistling for Mickey.
Walt did the whistling in that show.
Did he?
And in that
Yeah.
short, there you go. That's cool.
Man was very talented. All right, let's move on to the next one. Emma, what was your next one?
We chose the Lion King. I
Li-
prefer the 1994 version, though.
Lion King, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why is that? How do they fit those categories that you found?
Well, we all know the main character is Simba, and in African, Simba is known as lion.
Right. Right. Simba
Yeah.
means lion in Swahili, I believe.
Yeah,
And
I
he
didn't know
it's
that.
his whole life journey, right?
yeah.
So, and then
Mhm.
what were the stakes? This was fun filling this one out. So the stakes for success was what? How did they describe it? What was the kingdom?
All the light touches is
That's right.
your kingdom.
All that the light touches, right? So it couldn't have been more important than that.
Huh.
And the scale, right? The setting, Pride Rock and Pride Land, so really kind of iconic thing.
Yeah,
And then we talked about Emma. One of the first things she talked about when we found this one and put it on the list was all the music, right?
yeah.
So who did the music?
Well, beginning, we all know with Limbo with Leo M.
Lebo M did the opening song, right? That
Yeah.
iconic. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. And then all the Elton John's music.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then Tim Rice and Hans Zimmer did the score, right? We had to look that up.
Huh.
The thing to me, one of the things I'll add is Melissa and I, that was one of the first movies that we saw together in 1994, long before Emma. And to me, what I remember them talking about was the way they did the animation is you have these sweeping kind of camera movements like it's a real film. And that was one of the first time they had done that. So in the opening, when you see all the animals moving, it's like the camera is flying through the area. And to me, that made it more like a real film. And, you identify with the characters. It seemed like a more real world. I think that played into it also.
I think when they hold up Simba in the beginning and all the animals are going crazy, I think that just feels epic, right?
Yeah.
At that point. Thank you, Emma.
you're welcome.
All right, T-Town.
Okay, so my next one's Mary Poppins.
Yes.
And the reason I did Mary Poppins was I know they weren't the first to create, the real person and the animated characters and merge them together. But to me, I think they did it the best.
Mhm.
So that's why I think it's epic. I know that, you've got Pete's Dragon and you've got Roger Rabbit. But to me, with the scene where Bert is dancing with the penguins is probably the best animated / real person scene I've ever seen. So that's why I picked it as an epic. It's different, compared to others.
When I think of Mary Poppins, I think of the Step-in Times, and
Yes.
that was just beyond. Well, it was the first movie I ever saw, which I've said many times, but it just blew me away that they were doing this, dancing on top of these roofs and jumping, and it was fantastic. Have you guys, Kevin and Emma, have you seen Mary Poppins, the original one?
Yes. With Louis Andrew and Dick Van Dyke.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Yeah, the music is unbelievable to me. The Sherman Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know Walt's favorite song from the movie?
Yep. Feed the Birds.
That's right.
It's his favorite song of all time. It was of all time. Yeah. Yeah. And he would go in and ask him to play it for him because he loved it.
Yeah.
All right. Whose turn is it? Is it my turn? All right.
Yeah.
Somebody said my sound wasn't coming across too well. I apologize. I had to divert to my iPhone. That's why I look a little funny on film here. So Emma's mom. We got Wonderful World of Walter in here. Nice to have you here. Hey, Bryan, West Coast Adventure. Nice to see you. John and Nancy, nice to have you here. So we got people popping in. All right, my next film is going to be more of an adult kind of movie, but it's from the 60s, and it's Lawrence of Arabia. That was an epic movie. I think at the time it had won more Academy Award nominations than any other film. It's large scale, There are many people involved. It was supposed to be shot in like 6 to 9 months, and it ended up taking like 3 years. So these people that signed up for it had no idea that they were going to be in for a 3-year work effort. And I love that film. I will say this. I like the first half a lot, and the second half gets a little depressing, but it is a great film. Mary Ellen, have you seen Lawrence of Arabia?
I have to say it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm not real good these days about sitting down long enough to watch a whole film. And isn't Lawrence of Arabia pretty long?
It's like 3.5 hours or something like that. Yeah.
It's definitely an epic.
Wow.
Yeah. So Lawrence of Arabia, and let's go back to Emma.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
No, but my dad just told me about what y'all
Yeah,
were talking.
I was giving her a little bit of it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay. You go ahead.
And that one is the original movie, and I think we could add a second one to it. That's okay. It's a Frozen trilogy. So the first one and second one.
So Frozen.
Yeah.
Why do you
Frozen?
think that's an epic film? Or let's start with the first one. Why do you think that's an epic?
Because it has so much familiar music. Like, do you want to feel it now then? I forgot that. I didn't find it. And the chorus, let it go.
That's right.
Let it go. Come on, girl, let's do it.
Okay, let's not do karaoke.
We could cry out.
But one of the things we read together earlier today was that they actually started talking about Frozen in terms of costume design.
Yeah.
And that they have, costume designers for animated films because the look of the film is so important and the character design is so important.
Yeah.
So whereas they maybe didn't do that in the past, they do that more now. And Frozen was the example they used for that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Remember you read that? Yeah.
Good choice. All right, let's see. We've got a few comments in here. Bryan saying The Godfather has some awesome lines. Leave the gun, take the cannoli is one of my favorites. I love Godfather. That was a great series. And Tina agreeing with you, Emma. The music, she loved it.
Yeah.
All right.
What about the second one?
Oh, I haven't seen the second one. What do you think about the second one?
The second one is pretty good because it focuses on the origins of Elsa, about where she truly belongs to, about Anna becoming the queen. Spoiler for those who haven't seen the second one.
So it's like an origin story.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, whoops, let's see. I clicked out the wrong one here. Your mom says the second one is better.
Yeah, including the music.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have to see it then.
Until the unknown. And did you know a band called Panic at the Disco did a cover of the song for the ending credits of the movie?
Did not know that.
I would not link Panic at the Disco with Frozen, but there you go.
I know, but he's a really good artist.
Well, yeah, but that's interesting. That's great trivia, girl. You know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nick. Nice to have you here. Guess what, Jedi Magic? You seem to guess the ones that I have prepared. I will talk about that one in a second. All right, Mary Ellen.
Okay. This is another long film that I can't really tell you. I've really seen the whole thing, but to me, it's an epic film, The 10 Commandments.
Yes.
They built the largest outdoor set of all time for this movie. And, for its day, it was just, the cinematography was just spectacular. It just kept you gripped. Even though you knew the stories, it was just so well done for its day.
Yeah.
an amazing feat.
I think that pool, they made a pool for the parting of the Red Sea, and that was
Right.
a humongous thing. And how many people did they have for the Exodus? I believe it was in the tens of thousands. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean
lot.
that's their claim to fame, is having the biggest set ever, outdoor set, to accomplish everything they needed to do.
Yeah. And when you see the palace of Pharaoh, you wonder, why was that just a temporary set? Because it just seems so amazing. Why did they make a theme park out of it?
Yes.
I love that film. As a kid, that was the extent of my understanding of the Bible. I didn't grow up in a religious home, and so that was how I learned a little bit about it.
Yes, every year around Easter they would show it, and yeah, like, well, we're the same age, so kids our age would be sitting there watching it.
Yeah. I have it on my phone, in fact, because I love it that much. Have you guys seen it, Emma? The Ten Commandments?
Have you seen it?
I think I seen a little bit, but I know they were showing it in a movie theater in the upcoming thing due to one of the anniversaries, I believe. It's like a dying.
We've seen a few movies in theaters when they re-release them. We saw Casablanca a few years ago
With a fandom.
in the theater, which was
With a
kind of cool.
fandom, I think.
Yes. But yeah, the Ten Commandments. What was it we were talking about a second ago?
It was a story of Moses.
Right. And what's that term that comes from that film, really, that people know? It's a cast of.
It's a cast of 1,000 people.
Well, cast of thousands, right?
Oh,
that
thousands.
kind of term comes from something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was cool. And I was telling her that it was what I remember as a kid watching it, probably for the first time on television, was that they had an intermission, and it would stop, and it would be like, it's like, what do we do now? The movie's not done, and it's like, oh, well, in the theater you would go get popcorn or whatever.
Yes, that's true.
Speaking of that, so five times I rented out a theater in Minneapolis to show an old classic film. I did the Ten Commandments.
Wow.
And I did Lawrence of Arabia, and I did some other ones. One I'll mention in a second. But most of them had intermissions. So
yeah,
you would just go out and get more popcorn, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that one day for like a meetup.
Well,
we can do like this old Disney movie.
You could. They do that here in town, or you can rent a theater. Yeah.
But it costs money, right?
Well, everything costs money, but it's not that expensive.
Oh.
No, so
it's probably like $40 or $20.
No, it's probably more than that. Not too bad.
Well, here I think it costs like 100, and you can have 20 people in there or something.
That's not bad. That's pretty good, considering you're going to go see a movie in the scale it was supposed to be, right? Not on a TV or a phone, but in the theater.
Yeah.
I also heard that you could plug in your console there when you ran out.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
We read that there's a theater here in town that'll let you plug in your Xbox and you can play it on the giant screen.
Oh, really?
No. I think it's Regal.
Yeah.
I think it's Regal.
Regal Cinemas? Maybe so.
So that's a little fun fact for y'all.
So when I rented the theater, they did it in a way where I had to get 120 people there or I would lose money. So I paid to rent it out for like $700. And then if I had more than 120 people, I made money. If I had less, I'd lose money.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a bet or a deal kind of thing.
Yeah, you bet. It's like a business opportunity in a way, huh? You have to cover your cost. Yeah.
And when we did for the 10 Commandments, we had 200 and some people. We had 260 for Lawrence of Arabia. That was the big one.
Oh, wow.
But the one that Jedi Magic and More mentioned earlier that I'm going to mention next is Ben-Hur. which was released in 1959, also starred Charlton Heston, as did the Ten Commandments. And if you didn't know this, a fun fact, the woman who played Moses' mom in the Ten Commandments was also his mom in Ben-Hur.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's
They
cool.
don't look the same, but they are the same person.
Oh, and what's the link between I'm sorry, I guess I went back to Ten Commandments and
Ben-Hur?
yes, Casablanca.
Okay. Casablanca?
Yeah. What's
I
the
don't know.
link between those two? I think Peter Lorre. I think he's in both. Isn't Peter Lorre in Ten Commandments?
Who is he in the Casablanca?
I think he's one of the kind of henchman guys in the bar. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
I know he was in a couple of Bogart films, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was in Ten Commandments. Ben-Hur, I don't remember very much, but
Ben-Hur is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the chariot race at the end with a real stadium, a real honest to goodness stadium with filled out with people. And they had things that were just crazy that happened where when Ben-Hur won the race, they just impulsively ran down onto the racetrack. And that wasn't even, they weren't supposed to do that. So Ben-Hur, I highly recommend it.
cool.
Okay. Oh, we got another film mentioned here that I know is considered by some to be one of the greatest films of all time, and that's Citizen Kane. I would consider that very epic. Okay, back to Kevin and Emma. Emma, what's your next pick?
We go completely pick our break. That's why I'm leaving my pick Arthur, because I couldn't find my Star Wars sequence.
Nice.
She chose Brave.
Brave.
So, Mara is really Pixar.
That's right. So
Okay.
Merida was the hero,
Yeah.
right? And we had to look up the name of the kingdom, Dunbrock, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that. But she had the whole journey of, becoming who she was and then
Helping her mom.
helping her mom. Exactly.
Oh.
Right. Family. What else made you
Nice.
think that was an epic film?
I kind of like the music they have, the Scottish type of music.
Mhm.
There you go.
Because the Scottish is India and Scotland.
Mhm.
Hi to Ron and Meredith from the Tufili Crew. Nice to have you here. Tina says, I remember the chariots and worrying about the horses getting hurt.
Oh.
There was a urban legend that somebody was killed in the filming of Ben-Hur, but that was not true. That did not happen. But if you watch the chariot race, it looks really like somebody gets run over by the horses, and you would think, yeah, it looked like a horrible accident, but it wasn't a real man.
It was made up. It
Yeah.
was part of a movie.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh.
All right. Mary Ellen.
Sorry, I keep going in and out.
It's fine.
The next one I picked was Jurassic Park, and that's mainly because of the computer generated technology they used and the animatronics, and it just started the whole series of Jurassic Park to the point of Universal doing a ride. I mean, it just to me was so the storyline of trying to create your own dinosaur from a little piece of DNA, from the egg or whatever. It just, it's a story unlike I think I've ever heard. And it just captivated you to see, and it was gory at times and gross, but the storyline was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
love
the way they
Jurassic
did it.
Park.
Yeah.
And what?
The way they filmed it, it was just, to me, a new thing. They just stepped it up a notch and that day.
Mhm. They mixed CGI and then they actually made some real
And the
dinosaurs.
animatronics.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought that was so effective, especially that first scene when you see the T-Rex attacking. That
Yes.
was amazing. Are you guys fans of Jurassic Park, Emma?
I feel like I wanted to hear it when she mentioned the movie.
It's the music, right?
Yeah,
That was good.
A lot of the music in these movies is what makes them so awesome.
They're actually making another Jurassic World movie right now called
You're kidding.
Dynamite.
Called what?
Yeah, next Jurassic World movie. I
Uh-huh.
think it's called Domination or the Dynamite.
Oh, Domination?
Yeah.
Jurassic World Domination. Okay, maybe so.
I've never seen it somewhere.
I liked the first Jurassic Park. The next two were just so-so. And then when they came up with Jurassic World, what I liked about it was it had that theme park feel. And you know how I like theme parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to know a fun fact?
Yes.
About Jurassic Park?
Yeah, apparently all the filming was done on the old Pittsburgh, New Orleans. Like after it was cut down and
Oh,
stuff.
for Jurassic World, yes.
Yeah.
Some of the filming was at the old Six Flags New Orleans.
Oh.
Oh, really?
They were using that because it was a closed theme park as part of the set. Yeah, that's a good point. Girl,
Jazzland.
I'm telling you, you know
That's
all this
cool.
Wasn't that called Jazzland?
Yeah.
Yeah, it originally was, and it was bought, I think, by Six Flags, and then they had Katrina, and I think it's been kind of gone since. We got one of the rides here in San Antonio. They moved Goliath here from there, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the documentary on that Jazzland and hitting Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear. Oh, sorry. I did hear that there are new from the governor of New Orleans that they are doing something to the old area.
Oh, they were going to try to redevelop it.
Yeah, because they're putting something else there now.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think more houses and stuff.
maybe so.
All right. Mary Ellen.
I did Jurassic Park. Your turn, Dean.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. Forgot. My next one is one that no one will mention besides me, but it was about as epic could be. Tora, Tora, Tora. Who here has seen that?
Yes.
My dad's favorite film. So Tora, 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 for those of you who don't know, is a real recount of the attack on Pearl Harbor. And okay, here's a trivia question. What does Tora, Tora, Tora mean? What does the word Torah?
Do you know what it means?
It means fire in that Canadian command when the Canadians start bombing Pearl Harbor.
She's right.
Wow. I didn't even know that. And I've seen the movie.
Credit to my
Way to
dad.
go, Emma. That was awesome.
Credit to my dad, though. He helped me out a little bit.
I do remember that film.
Yeah.
I never saw it, though.
Yeah.
Well, in the end, the sets, there were some small scale sets, but mostly there was real warplanes, real bombs, real fires. I mean, it was amazing. And I had some great picture to show with this, but that part didn't work. But yeah, very expensive film, a lot of people involved, very large scale. It's a great film. And one other thing I like about it is it really takes a lot of time to explain how those last 24 to 48 hours led to that and the mistakes that were made on our part. We should have caught that. It shouldn't have happened, but there were some mistakes made.
Yeah.
So that's mine. All right. I don't even know where we're at in the count, but Emma, I know you
I
have
think-
at least one more.
Yeah, I think we're on the last one. And the
Yeah.
last one is And I Know Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. I love that film.
They are making a new And I Know movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Making
With
a
Harrison
5. I think
Ford?
it's number 5.
Yeah.
I think he's in it, but I'm not sure he's the main
Probably not.
person.
He might be a mentor. Or like, remember how that guy was going to return to Mary Poppins,
Mhm.
including a lady from Feed the Bird was in there too?
From the lady from Feed the Bird. Yeah, maybe so.
Hmm.
So what makes that epic to you?
The action about how they film it in like, I know some of them were in the Amazon, right? They film in the Amazon?
Well, it's set there. I don't know if they filmed there, but they could have.
Hmm.
And then they probably did some in sound stages, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of memorable scenes. Again, the music is
Yeah.
awesome, right?
John Williams.
Yeah. And then you had the real bad guys, right? They were fighting the Nazis and that kind of thing. And it was about the Ark, right? The Ark of the Covenant. So it was really clear good versus evil, right?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. John Williams again. And who knows what was the first big movie he did the music for? Does anyone know?
Oh, I'm going to guess Close Encounters, but I'm not sure.
It was longer ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he did that one, but that's what I was going to guess.
I
What?
think he did.
What
Yeah.
is Close Encounters?
It was about aliens.
My alien assassinated.
Aliens what?
Assassinated?
Associated? No, it was about aliens that came down to great people, take people with them kind of thing. I saw it, I think, when I was young, because I think it was a 70s film.
The aliens look like with studios now since they bought 20th Century Fox.
Oh, okay. That might be a little different. Yeah.
Jeff from Does Our Dream says hi to everyone. Says hi to Emma.
Hey,
Hi,
hey.
Jeff.
Good to see you. He was live all day today with Texas Takes.
Oh, hey, Nick again. How are y'all?
That's
Nice
right.
to have you here.
Jeff, Miss
If
Angela.
you're just joining us, and the reason I look funny is because I had some technical challenges, so we're just kind of grinning and bearing through it. All right, Mary Ellen, and I think you might have a couple more. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I'm just going to throw Wizard of Oz out there just because the transition from black and white to color, that was a unique movie, and it's lasted through the many generations. That's just a little brief one, but Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, to me, not only I that's my favorite Harry Potter because it was the beginning and it was more of the innocence. As it got further, it was darker and darker, and it's kind of like, I get it, it's good versus evil, blah blah blah, but to me, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone had a lot more of the awe and wonder in it, and really got kids to start reading because they wanted to see what happens next. It was in the start of a huge franchise, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say a lot of things about it, but to me, that first one was my favorite and epic because of what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's the only one that I've seen.
That's good.
Let's see.
Okay.
No, you go ahead, Emma.
So who owns the Wizard of Oz? Is it Warner Brothers or who owns the rights to a movie? As
That's a
in the
good question.
company.
It was a Fox film, wasn't it, at the time?
I do not know.
I think it was a Fox film, but I'm not sure. Who would now?
Yeah.
Oh, and Emma's mom Melissa's saying, well, who did?
Yeah.
What was the first score?
It was Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
What
Okay.
was
Yeah,
it?
that's
Like-
older. Yeah.
What was it?
Like,
Fiddler on the Roof. It was a Broadway play. They made it into a movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
it was very epic, and there was a lot of people, and it was released in about 1970, if I'm not mistaken. So imagine John Williams doing music in 1970,
Yeah.
and still, how many
Yeah.
years later? 52 years later.
Seems like a lot of the epic films, at least since that time, have his name in common.
Yeah. Double A Ron 16. Nice to have you here. And yeah, that was I actually like that film.
That is
Teen-
true.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. Tino's wondering if anyone mentioned Wizard of Oz. Key says the original Wizard of Oz was actually brown and amber
Oh.
to color. Okay. All right.
Is
Okay.
it that? Okay.
You go ahead, Emma.
Isn't that how they made my old film? Like how they did my picture like a Polaroid?
Polarized? Polaroid?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, those were
Because it
color.
like the same color, brown and
But
amber.
what they did here, I think, is what he's saying. I think I heard something about where they, it looked like it was in that amber, that sepia tone color, but it was actually filmed in color.
Oh.
It's just that the dress, the makeup, everything they had was in that color, is in that sepia tone design, so that they just were able to change it, which seems amazing to me that they could do back then.
Yeah.
But BDF mentioned that it was an MGM film.
Oh, okay.
That makes
Thank
sense
you.
because MGM Studios, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think that I have one left, and that is Gettysburg. And not everybody likes a big Civil War movie, but is absolutely my favorite movie. Gettysburg was as epic as they come because they had to get all these Civil War reenactors to come in costume with their antique rifles and so forth, and put on these scenes with thousands of people in Pennsylvania. They were filming on location. And so if you have not seen Gettysburg, it's not a one night movie. I think you really got to have 2 nights to watch it, but it's
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah, I've actually seen that one.
You have.
hmm It was kind of emotional.
Yeah. The 3 great actors in there, Jeff Daniels did the performance of his life. Martin Sheen and Tom Berenger. And there were some other big names, but those are the 3 big ones. So, all right. Oh, well, Emma's mom is mentioning one that,
Oh, Gone with the
Definitely.
Wind.
yeah, that was very epic.
Yeah.
Well, guys, did you have any other ones that you wanted to throw in?
Well, I want to cry and grow in Marvel. I know that's not going to be an epic movie because you have so many characters.
So many movies, yeah, for all the Avengers, right? You're thinking about the Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martha Gawini.
Who? Oh, Gandhi. Yeah. Emma's mom, Melissa, said Gandhi also.
Gandhi is one of my favorites. I love that movie. Let me ask you this about Marvel. Do you think of Endgame and the Avengers movies as epic? Does that fit that category?
Yeah. You know there's a lot of heroes in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
It is epic because it's like a huge fight between past Thanos and Avengers coming back.
Oh, Thanos, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. See, and a lot of when we were doing that reading earlier, they were saying epic films typically focus on one character.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons we had talked about, that was a question on that one, but I could see what you're saying. It was definitely a big grand story, right? You were rooting for one side versus the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got another one now.
Okay. What's your other one?
Ghostbuster.
Ghostbusters
The
is an
original.
epic.
The original.
The original, yeah.
Let's take a moment to see how technology evolved. Because when I saw the trailer with Weimer with the new technology, he was less greener than he was in the original.
Oh, Slimer was different. Well, they had to redo it, redesign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other one that I was thinking of too was Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
With Marty,
Oh yeah.
all the stuff he went through.
Yeah.
But again, I think of the music often when I think of that movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Back to the Future on opening night. And I saw Raiders on opening night. And I couldn't believe what I just saw. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for being here. Mary Ellen, did you have any more before I cut us off?
No, those were awesome. Good ones, Emma.
Thank you, Mary. And thank you, Nick and Nick, for having us on your show.
Thank you, Miss Emma. It's always nice to be live streaming with you. I've been on their show once. They've been on my show once before. And they have a great show. They interview great people. And I'm not kidding, like high-level people at Disney. And so check out the Talking Mickey Project. And then, of course, T-Tom Mary Ellen is not claiming to be a regular live streamer, but when she does, her and Sooner Girl Leanne have a lot of fun. So please check her out. And thank you guys again for being with me. I had a good time. Don't leave. I'm going to talk to you after I end the broadcast here. So thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Thanks everybody
Thanks,
for watching.
everybody.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care
you,
out there,
guys.
everyone.
All right. I'm going to end.